I'm just looking to learn a little bit more about what y'all do to prepare for this kind of weather and any situations that might arise because of the weather.
Yeah, so as we get closer to a predicted event, we start taking preparedness actions within the county, within our response district. That encompasses things like fuel, making sure trucks are ready, making sure that the staffing levels are appropriate for that kind of event. And we monitor all the state channels, all the forecasting opportunities that we can possibly get a hold of so that we're as prepared as we possibly can be.
And tell me a little bit about some of the preparations y'all have to do in terms of different equipment that you might have to get out or some things that you have to throw on the truck in case of an emergency, things like that.
Yeah, so the four-wheel drive equipment, obviously, when we get into slick surfaces, is very helpful for us, making sure that we can get to the call. Some of the bigger apparatus might be more challenging, especially if we get ice kind of conditions. We're hoping that that's not the case. We're actually hoping for a snow event, but who knows when you get into this. But a truck like what's behind me here, a four-wheel drive, is very helpful, making sure that we can get those responses made.
Now, obviously, we hear about this weather, we kind of assume, or at least I assume, that the possibility of ice is pretty high if the roads do get wet. And I know in some people's minds maybe that creates concerns of, okay, well, if I have an emergency and I need to call emergency responders, are they going to be delayed because of these things? What would you say to the people who might have those concerns, just in terms of how quickly y'all can respond to emergency situations and how prepared you are to endure these circumstances?
Yeah, we're absolutely prepared to make this kind of response. So anybody that needs our services, please don't hesitate to call us. Certainly call us for those real events that we're needed for, and we're happy to make those response. Every opportunity to stay off the roadway, if the travel's not necessary for our citizens throughout Smith County, you have to really evaluate your own situation and whether or not you should be on the roadway yourself.
Absolutely. And what kind of calls do you expect to see kind of an uptick in, if you will, as we enter this week? Do you have any common emergency calls in this kind of weather?
Yeah, so we've already experienced a few over the weekend of heaters. So any kind of the space heaters really are problematic, making sure that you keep those with safe distance away from anything that's combustible or could catch on fire. Additionally, making sure that that if you've put heaters out for your pets or anything like that, that those are kept from safe distance and are well monitored. But that's the biggest thing that we're experiencing right now. Fires in the fireplace, that maybe a chimney that hasn't been inspected and isn't ready to go, or space heaters that are left unattended.
Okay. And how long does it take y'all to prepare for weather like this? Is this something that you're kind of preparing for year round? Is it something that you look ahead, maybe a month ahead, a week ahead? What does that look like?
Yeah, so obviously we know we're going into this time of the year, and so we're already mostly prepared for this kind of event to take place. But we do take action to make sure that our fuel levels are treated and that we have plenty of fuel on hand. So we want to make sure that we want to make sure that we have additional equipment on the trucks, such as if we were having to pull or tow something, and make sure that we have all of that distributed. Make sure that we have things to keep traction, some kitty litter and things like that, so make sure that our firemen can stand up on those kind of slick surfaces as well.
All right. You got anything else you can think of you want to add?
No, I mean, just really, encouraging the public to take action now. Last night was very cold, so pipes being protected, your plants, making sure that any of your pets are well cared for. So make sure that you take action today while the sun's out, as we get ready to go into the Wednesday night, Thursday, and Friday event.
But the hope is that regardless of the weather, y'all still will be able to do your job, so people don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, we stand ready to respond 24/7, 365, regardless of the weather. We know that weather comes and goes, and we're always ready to make the response for Smith County.